Hello, this is Faith of Faith and Books. I'm just going to do a quick kind of Friday reads and review of Peter Duck. It says Peter Duck, A Treasure Hunt in the Caribbean. It's by Arthur Ransom. I'm trying to read through the Swallows and Amazon series, which is kind of a classic British children's series that he wrote back in the 30s, or they're set in the 30s maybe. When did he write them? It might have, that's funny that I don't remember when he originally, yeah, it was first published in 1932. Okay, so anyway, they're really wonderful. This is the third one in the series. This one's different from Swallowdale, which I really enjoyed because Swallowdale was realistic. It was very gentle. It was about these four kids and their friends, Nancy and Peggy, who are also really into sailing and pretending they're pirates and explorers and that sort of thing. And they go on holiday in the Lake District and just all the adventures they have. And it's really, really charming and gentle. This was sort of a fantasy because you don't really know how they got permission to go sailing to the Caribbean. And Peter Duck himself is an imaginary character in Swallowdale, but then suddenly he becomes a real sailor in this one. So this one just sort of doesn't fit in with that same sort of realism, but it is a fun adventure. It's got everything you want in a sea adventure. It's got pirates and treasure and all sorts of exciting things, lots and lots of lingo, sailing lingo. Very well paced, very well written. Arthur Ransom was just such a, really charming and good writer with, very intelligent. There's nothing dumbed down. There's nothing manipulative or anything about the stories. They're quite well told, quite well written. So definitely adults can enjoy them as much as kids. So I really enjoyed it. The one tiny jolting thing, but it wasn't really, was that there's a little bit of the use of the N word. I don't want to say the actual word, but it actually wasn't a pejorative. It was simply a sort of Portuguese pirate slang for black. So it didn't have the same connotation, but it was kind of startling to see that word. But, that's just a very, very, very minor caveat, and I don't even know if it's a caveat. But anyway, it was a good book. I really enjoyed it. It was a great end of summer book. And I'm looking forward to reading Winter Holiday in December, and then I'm going to hold off and try to read some more next summer. So, highly recommend Peter Duck. Just a really good yarn. About kids having an adventure, or a real adventure, very, very gripping. Some parts of it were really quite scary. So that's it. I think I'm going to focus on this now because this is my classic spin, and I have to have it read by September 30th. And so I keep dipping into it. It's just a collection of really, really short things that she wrote when she was very young, and they're really silly and they're really short, so it's kind of choppy. So I don't feel obligated to read every single thing in this collection, but I am going to try to read, and this is really short, Love and Friendship, because there was a movie that came out with that title. And then I want to read Sanditon and the Watsons, because I've heard of those. I've read some of her letters before, and I might do more. I've read some of her prayers. Her father was a clergyman, and so she actually wrote prayers. There's some back here. And I've actually read those before. But anyway, I'm going to try and work my way through this. I don't know if I'm going to do 100%, but I'm going to try and do a substantial chunk, and that'll be my classic spin that I'm supposed to do by September 30th. The other thing I have to read is Under the Lilacs at some point in September. Oh, and the other book that I've been reading still is on my Kindle, King Leopold's Ghost, which I'm getting into. I don't quite like the author's style of writing, but I sort of got it. He's writing about really despicable people, and so he's very. It seems to me he's very concerned with making sure that I, the reader, don't confuse the author with approving of any of this. So he there's like this mocking distance with all the characters. So they all seem sort of caricature. Like I don't really understand King Leopold. Maybe nobody did. He doesn't come off the page as like a real life person. He's sort of a caricature of some, I don't know, eccentric, evil king. Stanley figures really heavily in this, and I did not know that. I really had been, I was only familiar with Stanley, who discovers Dr. Livingston. I only knew that part of the story. I didn't know the other stuff, how involved he was with the Congo. But anyway, I've gotten into the book, and it's really interesting. It's very interesting, and they even got to a part. I'm at a part where it actually ties in with stuff, other books I had read, because I had read, was it either the White Nile or the Blue Nile? Who wrote that? Alan Whitehead? Is that the name of the author who wrote those books about the British going into Sudan and trying to find the source of the Nile and all that stuff? It actually ties into that. So I was sort of making connections from other books that I've read about Africa. So anyway, I am getting into that, and I'm enjoying it. It's not a pleasant topic, but I'm further along with that, and I'm getting traction on it. So anyway, that is it. Tomorrow morning, I'll also do my Brush Up Shakespeare Saturday, hopefully. And that's it. This is just a short update. So I hope everyone is well. I feel terrible that the book lady, Linda, her house burned down in those Oregon fires and the Slater fire. I'm just praying for her. And it's just, I don't know why, I'm always looking at the news about the fires. I don't know why it's hitting me on the East Coast. We have had so much rain. You walk outside and the ground beneath you just sort of oozes water. We're having flash flood warnings because we can't absorb any more water. So it's so damp and sticky here. And so I don't know why the fires in the West have just are just fascinating me in this terrible way, this disturbing way. So anyway, I'm praying for everybody who's struggling or who's suffered from that, what must be just a hellish experience. Anyway, so it's 9/11 too, so it's a kind of a solemn day. Anyway, I'm going to end on that note, and tomorrow I'll be talking about Shakespeare. So talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.